What exactly is energy medicine yoga? How is it different from just every other kind of yoga out there?
Yoga is a 5,000-year-old practice, and traditionally, thousands of years ago, it was really about understanding the energy that moves through the body and how to optimize that energy for healing. That's really kind of what it was established about. And there's all sort different things within that, establishing centeredness and groundedness in the physical body, establishing stability in the mind, establishing equanimity with the emotions. So this is the promise of yoga. And then flash forward and, we've got this cute little yoga outfits and like young, beautiful women doing one-arm handstands in front of the cameras and all that and kind of thing. And we've gone to yoga as a physical exercise modality. And there's still a lot of people teaching from the more energetic, traditional perspective, but really it's gone a lot out of that. And so for me, my desires has always been about healing. I'm an athlete, and so it is about keeping the physical container strong, but it's more when I want to get really strong physically, I'm not going to my yoga mat. I'm going to the gym, I'm going to the bike, I'm going to the ski hill, I'm going to the ice rink. If I want to heal, if I want to get strong in my core, not only in my abs, but in my being, then I'm going to turn to an energy medicine yoga practice. So energy medicine is a variety of techniques, many of them 5,000 years old as well, similar to yoga. Many energy medicine techniques were kind of born and raised up in a similar time frame in a different area of the world. So there's a lot of these practices that come out of China, ancient Chinese medicine. Some of them come out of the Celtic Isles, so ancient earth-based medicine. And the brilliance of my teacher, Donna Eden, who many of you know from this platform, I know that Nathan has spent some time and interviewed with her before as well. She showed us that we all have all of these energies running through our bodies. The energies identified and expertised in India, in China, in native lands of North America, in native lands of the United Kingdom and Europe. We have all of these systems through our body. Doesn't matter. We have the same energy systems no matter where you live in the world. And what Donna's brilliance was is showing us this, showing how they all interact and interrelate, just like the physiological systems of your body. And more and better than that, showing us how to access and optimize those systems, even if we don't see them, feel them, or I was going to say experience, but you do experience them, even if you're not conscious that that's what they are. So I've taken that work of these really beautiful, simple practices that create the ability for your body to heal. That's what your body does. And so we help the body do that. We remove blockages to healing and we optimize inputs to healing. And when we put those powerful energy techniques into what's already a powerful practice of energy and physical body alignment, that is yoga. And when we really lean into the ancient traditional practices of yoga, we bring these together and we get more than the sum of their parts. We get a bit of sort of alchemy, where each of them helps the other one to achieve more of its intrinsic results. And what I've discovered over years and years of teaching this and thousands of students all over the world is that the results are remarkable. I use the word magic sometimes because everyone wants magic in their lives. And really magic is just not an understanding of the mechanism for many things, for healing or manifestation of something or achievement of something. We don't know quite how it works, so we call it magic. So the body, the mechanisms of healing are still one of the big mysteries of Western science. But these mysteries are really spoken to with these ancient traditions that we can access and illuminate today. So that's what energy medicine yoga is. And although it's massive and huge, it's also quite simple and easy and elegant. And that's why I love it, because I don't want to do more in my life. I actually want to do less. And so if I can do practices that help bring my energy into coherence, then I am working from a more balanced, aligned perspective. Everything is easier to get done. And then I have more time to do whatever it is I want to do, which we won't get into that. We'll talk about what we like to do in our free time another time. But that's what energy medicine yoga is.
Talking about simplicity, so there's, I know part of the foundation of energy medicine yoga is different forms of tapping, right? Like EFT, for example. You know, we tap here, we tap here, we tap here, here, right? These are some of the common tapping points. Can you talk about why is that incorporated into energy medicine yoga, and maybe guide us through each one of the benefits of doing it and how it works?
Absolutely. So I want to pull back a little bit and say that there are different ways of tapping and different entire modalities for tapping. So you mentioned EFT, which is something that we definitely use in energy medicine yoga, but that EFT is a whole modality in and of itself. And there's some other tapping practices that we use that are also modalities in and of themselves. And then those points that you were talking about, and I'll get to those, are points that we tap in. You mentioned that you do the EM yoga wake up every day. Those are points that we tap in that practice. Now, the reason that tapping in any of these modalities, EFT, temporal tap, the wake up, the reason that these are utilized and so powerful is because that is one of the language that your body speaks. So one of the goals and the kind of most exciting part of EM yoga is that it's teaching you the language that your body speaks so that you can understand when your body's giving you information and signals and learn how to respond back to that in the same language. Your body doesn't speak English or French or German or Chinese, Mandarin, or anything. It doesn't speak your native tongue. It speaks energy. And one of the languages of energy, or the words, I guess, one of the syntaxes, grammar of energy is tapping. Everything in your body pulses, opens and close, open and close. Your blood vessels pump, open and close. The valves in your heart, open and close. The valves in your digestive system, open and close. So we have this kind of pulse that naturally runs through the body. And so when we start to pulse a point specifically, an area that we know has a specific meaning, and we're pulsing, then the body is like, oh, okay, I get that. There she is. She's talking to me, and I'm just going to start. So you talked about these points. So right under your collarbones, you kind of find these little hollows. You slide your fingers right in, and you just give a press to those first and just see if you're sore. So Ireland, you're at 8 o'clock at Ireland, so you might be a little bit more tired. Maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon in the East Coast, you might be a little tired. 3 o'clock is when we get that kind of natural fatigue due to the biorhythm of the body. We'll talk about that at another call. So if that's sore, that means you are a little bit tired. And often what that also means is that your energy is running backwards. So if you start to thump here, this is a point on the body on the kidney meridian line. And the kidney is sort of the starting point of your energy systems. So you start to tap this point, and this is kind of grand central station for all of the meridian systems of the body. And meridians are like the roads of energy through your body. And they all go through this point, or they're all affected by this point. And this makes your energy wake up and move forward. And so right there, that tapping is speaking to the meridian system, getting it awakened. And if you notice, if you were a little tired or those were a little sore, and we just thumped and tapped on that point for a few, maybe 30 seconds, you might feel, oh, you just got a little bit of a surge of energy, or that fatigue kind of behind your eyes sort of just dissipated a little bit. So that's one of the ways that we start to speak to the body. There are 4 points on this wake up technique. This is the first one. This is waking your energies up and getting it moving forward. The next one is if you go right, sort of triangulate down right into the center of the sternum there and start to thump here. It's over a gland called the thymus gland. And there's a lot of very interesting science about the thymus gland, as well as a lot of dismissiveness. It's sort of often put in the category of, what are those things in the tonsils, right? And there's also another organ. It's just dropping out of my head right now. I'll tell you why it's dropping out of my head in a minute. We're going to get to that. But this is to stimulate your immune system. Stimulate and educate your immune system. So your body knows what to corral and remove and what is part of you and needs to stay in the body. Because our immune systems often don't know that. And if we have a lot of stress, or we have an autoimmune issue, that's exactly what an autoimmune issue is. I don't know what's me and I don't know what's not me. This point helps to educate that. Okay, so there's your second point. Your third point is right here at the side of the ribs. You see, you can kind of see my bra strap line right there. So if you're going to go about a third of the way down exactly on the side of the body, and you're going to tap right there. Those points are on the spleen meridian, and that helps you to integrate and assimilate everything. Not just information like what I'm giving you today, but everything that you've eaten today, everything that you've drunk today, any kind of medicine that you've taken, every experience you've had, your spleen has to figure out what to do with that. So thumping here helps your spleen to organize that information. And then the last point is right here under your eyes. So if you look at your eyes and you just draw straight down right on the cheekbones, and you're going to do a little bit lighter tap, but still with some force. And this is on the stomach meridian, and it helps your energy to ground. Let's take a deep breath together. Breathing is a huge part of it. In the nose and out the mouth. Good. Shake it off. Okay, so now I can't just leave you with that, though. I have to add one other piece to this. So the wake up has 4 pieces. I'm just going to show you 2. That was the first one, these 4 thumps. And the second one I'm going to show you is called the crossover pattern. So your energy needs to be moving forward, and then it needs to be crossing over. Those are the 2 most important flows of energy in the body. And those 2, how do I say this? I'm going to reverse engineer it. If those 2 flows aren't working, moving forward and crossing over, you cannot heal. It is at the root of every single dis-ease pattern in the body, from pimples to Parkinson's. Your energy has to be moving forward and crossing over for you to heal. This isn't to say if you thump and cross, your Parkinson's is going to go away. Okay, so I just want to be very clear about that. But what I will say is the body's energies need to be in alignment for the energy systems to work. Think about this. You're driving down a road and there's a traffic jam. You can't get to where you're going. You need to find a way to move the traffic jam out of the way or to find a detour route to go around it. Energy needs to move in order for you to heal. Okay, so the reason, now appendix, that's the other one that they often take out. And I couldn't remember that. Why couldn't I remember that? Because it's kind of late in the day. It's super hot where I am. I've already done a bunch of work today. My head's a little cloudy. And my energies might not be crossing over. So it's not just about healing, but it's about working at your optimal capacity. If you're starting to flag or you're not working well, you're not able to think, the words are not coming in your head, or you're just feeling overwhelmed, you've got too much to do, or you want to work at your best. You're going to play tennis with a friend this afternoon, or you're going for a walk and you just want to have energy for it. Energy needs to be moving forward and crossing over. So we moved it all forward now, we thumped it, we woke it up, and now we want to get it to cross over. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to slide back a little bit so you can see me. And just sitting in your chair, you don't have to go anywhere else. I'm going to tap my same hand to my same leg, right to right, left to left. I'm going to just do that 3, 4, 5 times maybe, and then stop, dust your hands off, and here's the crossover. Now I'm going right to left, left to right. Now you can see from these movements, if I want to get a deeper workout, I want a little cardio, I can make this really huge. And if I'm just sitting in my chair, I'm like, yep, no, someone's walking by, I don't want them to see what I'm doing. I could do this really small. What I'm doing is getting my energy to cross over. And now I'm like, oh yeah, appendix, that's what they take out. They think the thymus is the same thing as that. And tonsils is another one of those things. And they often take out people's spleens, which is not a good thing to do. Okay, stop, shake it off. And so I can feel just now, all of a sudden, I got a surge of words. I got a surge of energy. I'm thinking all these other things that I want to share with you and talk about just because I got my energy to cross over. So if you don't take anything else away from this today, if you're like, nah, energy medicine yoga, not for me, take that away. Thump and cross, get your energies working for you. It will change your life.